Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. So today I'm going to be doing a second reaction to the Hype music video. This will be the third time reacting to this song because I did the initial first audio reaction whenever it came out, and then about a month ago I did a first reaction to the music video. But since then, I don't think we realized how deep this music video was whenever it first we all first watched it. I think because the song itself is a little surface level, not believing the people who only liked Stressed Out or whatever. But the music video, even though it wasn't super cinematic like maybe anything in the Demo world was, it's still really intense. And I want to give a shout out to my friend and fellow YouTuber Sarah Breaker. She honestly she texted me most of these series, so I'm giving all the credit to her really on this video. Please check her out, I'll have her link down there. But anyways, she came to me and was realizing all these things about the music video, so I wanted to share them with you because I noticed that no one on Twitter or anything was sharing any of these theories. I don't really mess around with Tumblr or Reddit, so I don't know what's going around there, but a lot of Twitter accounts that I used to follow last summer during all the Demo website stuff, they don't post theory stuff anymore. So if you guys missed 21 Pilots series, I will be posting another video soon because I have little things here and there from Chlorine, the Ned Bio shop, just random things I've kind of found online or thought of myself. So I'm gonna make a whole separate video for that, but today is all about the Hype music video. So let's start with the first frame, if you will. He opens up his chest. Obviously we all think of Screen on my chest. Pretty self-explanatory, but if you kind of go more into the lyrics of the songs, in the song Screen, one of the lyrics is interior world needs to sanitize, and that could just mean your interior world, meaning your mental state, and sanitizing it, kind of taking care of your mental health. So I guess this is kind of a segue into saying this is what he's feeling on the inside. And what I really thought was interesting is another reason he might have done his chest, not just because of the song lyrics, but also because I don't know, I feel sometimes people will associate mental or just mental health with your brain or your head. When this one, it opened up his chest, it opened up into his heart, because sometimes I feel emotions come from the heart, not the head always. So let's look at Screen's lyrics and kind of see how they fit into this music video, because there's a lot of stuff. Just in general, the two songs really have a lot of the same meanings. The Hype is obviously about the separation between the people who like 21 Pilots and the songs they play on the radio, and people who like 21 Pilots and are a part of the clique, if you will. Screen is pre Popular Pilot. Literally they have a lyric that says, my flow's not great, okay, I conversate with people who know if I flow in a song I'll get no radio play. I literally said that how it's rapped. Vessel era Tyler never ever thought of getting played on the radio, and especially Screen. I'm pretty sure Screen was written in regional era. That there has a lot to do with the music video, because as we see in the music video, and I talked about this in my first reaction, my first initial thought was they're playing in a living room. And one of the things that they used to do were living room concerts, and I don't know if that's just an Ohio thing or what. That kind of got me thinking. And there's obviously we've seen it a bunch of times, even in the Ode to Sleep music video, how 21 Pilots used to play in front of a few people, and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you notice too, that people start paying more attention in the Hype music video. In the living room, they're not paying attention at all. In the garage, they're all kind of just bopping their heads. They don't know any of the song lyrics. And then when they're on the roof, people are actually jamming. And I think with that kind of goes the next Screen lyric being, while you're doing fine, there's some people and I who have a really tough time getting through this life, so excuse us while we sing to the sky. I thought that was really interesting because again, the whole interior sanitizing world, and it's not that they wanted people to pay attention because they wanted fame and fortune, it's because they wanted to help more people. And I think it's not necessarily that through the evolution of them people started liking their music more, it's that people started feeling affected by it more, if that makes sense. They were getting more into it because they understood its message, not just, oh yeah, this is a catchy tune. And I also think that's just really interesting because Sing to the Sky, and it's everyone's standing outside. So I don't know, that's super minuscule, but I feel Tyler looks at those things. I feel it kind of circles back around because the Screen's chorus is, I'm standing in front of you, I'm trying to be so cool. I just feel Tyler might feel that way on stage. He might feel he needs to present himself a certain way and kind of have this personality to him, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. And I I think that whenever he falls through, he's just kind of like wants to, and like takes all the clothes off, he just wants to kind of take not just the pressure of, you know, being a celebrity now, but kind of being the pressure of a lot of people's kind of escape, because 21 Pilots is an escape for a lot of people, and a lot of people look up to them and stuff. So I think that kind of weighs on him too, now that he has all these people looking up to him. I also thought it was interesting because like the whole falling down part makes me think of, now we're talking about the hype lyrics, going just back to his roots, going back to the beginning, because one of the lyrics in the hype is, I'll record my step through for my basement tapes. So if you didn't know, self-titled, I'm pretty sure was like recorded in his basement or one of their basements or something like that. I think I talked about this in my first, one of my reactions to the song, but Tyler's now rich enough to be able to like build this entire home studio in his basement in Columbus, Ohio, which I think is just so funny, because like I just imagine him living on some very like suburban street, like his neighbors are probably like an accountant and then like a doctor, and then there's him who's like just this rock star and has like a recording studio like in his house. I think it's funny. As someone who lives in Ohio, that's something that just doesn't exist here, but in Tyler's world it does. But here's the thing, going back to basement tapes or whatever, just going back to the roots, it's never going to be the same. The way Tyler sang Scream, like pre-blurry face, you know, being like, oh, I'm never gonna be on the radio, like he can't sing that the same way now, because he does get radio play. He gets massive radio play. Sorry, I had to change my battery. This is not where I was. Basically what I'm trying to say by all that is that Tyler recording Trench in his basement, it is not the same as when he recorded Self-Titled in his basement. The two experiences were probably way different. And also, like, I don't know how much you guys like have read into like the booklet or anything of Trench, but there were a lot of people, like a lot of people's hands were on Trench, I feel like. And we don't really think about that because we just assume, oh, Tyler locked himself away in his basement for a year and then like came upstairs and was like, Jenna, it's done. Trench is here. No, like probably a lot of people were always, you know, by his house and stuff like that. So it's just not the same. Okay, so I want to talk about the plaid though, because obviously that is a thing that happened. Part of me is like, yeah, it's just Tyler like creating something. Like, they're obviously very good at creating aesthetics. I literally feel like they invented the whole yellow craze going on the past few years. Sarah realized that there's like a meaning behind like plaid. There's kind of like a history behind the meaning of plaid, which is weird that like a pattern has a meaning, but I mean, it kind of makes sense. It basically, Google says, the major overarching themes have been belonging to a group and subversion. So basically it's kind of like a family, you know, unity kind of thing, which makes sense because it's a lot of lines kind of like interconnecting and like weaving, and I just feel like bringing together. Pretty self-explanatory. And also, if you notice, the farther up they go in their career in the music video, the more layers they put on, the more plaid they put on. And the reason there's more plaid is because there's more family, but the reason there's more layers is because like the more vulnerable they're getting now that there's more people. And I feel like whenever he fell through and went back to the basement or whatever, he ripped all that off, and it kind of, maybe he's describing how he felt, like kind of maybe how he got into the mindset of writing Trench was, don't think about the pressure of all the kids you're trying to help, just like try to write songs about what you're feeling about. Because I think I said this in one of my like reviews for one of the Trench songs. If you don't know, I did a video for like an individual video for each Trench song, doing like a first reaction to the lyrics in the song, so I'll link that playlist below. But, and I remember saying in one of those videos, like him kind of singing about being famous and how hard it is, like we can't really relate to that, but him taking off like the family or group or whatever and just kind of remembering that like he is 21 Pilots, I just feel like that's like what he was trying to get to, was I feel like that's like was the mindset he was trying to get to whenever he wrote Trench. The last thing though is the yellow tape. So I had this theory back in the blurry face era. If you notice, all of the music videos he's wearing red socks except Heavy Dirty Soul, and part of me thinks like it has something to do with Heavy Dirty Soul being the last music video of the era, blurry face is gone or something like that. I already said that before. I think, you know, maybe the white tape or something on his bass in the beginning is supposed to be like, oh, Is this like the last music video for Trench? I mean, like, isn't it like the 5th or something by now? That's a lot. He ended up pulling out yellow tape at the end whenever that like earthquake eruption, I really don't know what it was. If you see, like, at the end he pulls out the yellow tape, which again, you could just think like the Plaid, like, oh, it's just an aesthetic thing that he did. No, I think it's because it's him trying to fix the damage that's been done, because we see a lot of things go back in reverse and go back to like how they were, but he does end up taping a couple things, and they're like pictures and they're still kind of crooked. And Sarah pointed out that the significance of that is some things you can fix to a point, but they're just never going to be the same. Like whenever your fender on your car is dragging along, like, yeah, you can fix it with duct tape, but it's not like gonna be fixed. So that's kind of like the representation of duct tape. Obviously yellow, that just kind of has to do with the whole bandito thing. I am so curious about the white because his base in the beginning is black with like a lot of white tape on it. And then like whenever he goes into the side of the garage, it turns into like a white and like sparkly gold base with no tape. I don't know, there's still kind of something there with, I still don't know what the white tape is, I guess what I'm saying, but the yellow tape kind of goes along with that whole screen lyrics I was talking about in the beginning, where it's just not, I think that's just the whole overarching view, is that things are never going to be the same for them. So that's all I have. If you guys notice anything else, please comment down below. And if you guys just have any general theories about anything top related, please comment them down below as well, because I would love to do another like commenting on comments video, because I did that around this time last year where I commented on like theory comments down below. So I would love to do that again. And also subscribe, because I'm so close, like 100 people away from 1,000 subscribers, and that is crazy to me, like lifelong dream of mine. So please subscribe if you want to see more 21 Pilots content, because I have another video coming up for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I forgot to peace. Just bye.